finish your food in your mouth and then go.
Go.
You're chewing.
I'm not chewing anymore. I started the podcast.
I can see you fucking chewing.
I finished the
This is
podcast.
the opening.
This is the opening to the
The
podcast.
opening of the podcast.
I can hear you chewing, you piece of shit.
You two have. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Heil. Start us up.
Well, I need a countdown. Is he gonna count me down or not?
I'm recording. It's been recording for like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome back, System Warriors, to another edition of Pedal to the Metal.
The Chew
Hopefully we can
edition.
get this podcast back up to where we used to be. We're not going to do a 2-hour-long marathons anymore. We're going to get back to what made us fun, 45 minutes or less. But before we go on to that, if you'd like to join the show, hit us up. We have a returning guest tonight, which I'll let our co-host, the Master Shredder, the Grammy-nominated Eroica, talk to us about. What's up, Eroica?
Nothing, man. I'm having a wonderful, wonderful winter season. I have I think at last count, I had 40 inches of snow on the ground here in bright and sunny and warm New England. But yeah, man, everything's going good. How about you?
So that's up to past the waist on you then, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
without like being snow blown. That's just if you go out into average your snowfall is fucking past your waist. That's fucking insane.
It's pretty crazy, but you know what? I got to be honest. Like, it's like a way of life up here to like keep the roads semi-clear and keep your driveway clear. So it's more like just scenery to me. It's not like
I was gonna ask you about that because I remember driving some of those. I don't remember any mountains where you are, but I remember being hilly, kind of like where I live. How is are those treacherous this time of year?
Yeah, I mean we get our fair share of snow days, and I mean it's all back roads, and you know I'm sure it's no different than anywhere USA, but I luckily don't have anywhere that I need to be where I'm on windy, twisty, hilly roads, although they exist out here, so I'm not too worried about it.
So who do we have with us tonight?
We've got Animal Mother here. What's up, Animal?
What's my name now? Animal Uncle?
Animal Uncle. It depends. I fit it to the conversation.
Did you knock up that hoe there, Animal? Did you knock her up?
What?
You knock her up, you son of a bitch.
What?
Did you knock her up?
I'm
You
eating
knocking up son
I'm
of a
eating a
bitch. Come on.
quesadilla. How do we go from eating a quesadilla and talking about chewing to me knocking up a hoe? Way to be derogatory towards women, Heil. Women are
Well,
people too.
not the women, just the women you date. Not women in general.
That's even better.
Oh my god.
You guys should hug each other after the
We
podcast.
should kiss.
Yeah.
Hey, I see that bed in the background. We can make up on that.
No,
Oh,
no, not
Did
tonight.
say no more 2-hour podcast?
What?
All right, yeah, we got to keep it. Who do we have with us tonight, Anna? Why don't you introduce something?
We have the enigmatic Charizard.
Whoa! That was. Wait a minute.
I'm tired.
The king-
I said
the king
enigmatic. I said wait. I didn't. Well, excuse me. I haven't been on the forums since October.
Yeah, no, he got voted king, and it's time to introduce him proper.
Well, fuck you,
Ladies
King.
and gentlemen. No, this is the moment. The king of System Wars, Charizard 1605. What's up, dude?
Hello, guys. I liked Animals better, I'll be honest. Animals was much better.
Oh, man. What's going on, dude?
Not much. We have a really nice winter here where the temperature won't go down below 70.
Yeah, you're
no
an
matter
asshole.
what. No, I want to swap with you guys, honestly. Because
Really?
I hate the sun. I hate the...
We've talked about this before, Char. You love the freezing cold miserableness that I'm surrounded by. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so, see, like, I mean, when you're from India, like I am, where, like, the idea of cold is basically 60 degrees on a cold day kind of thing, you like, you like it when it's overcast and snowing and cold, that sort of stuff. And, I mean, when I was coming to the U.S., I was hoping to get into a college where it would be like that, something on the East Coast. And then I get into this college in Trinity, in, like, Texas, Trinity, and I'm like, cool, let's see what the weather there is like. And the first thing that they say on their, like, brochures is, welcome to San Antonio, where we get 300 days of sunlight a year. And I'm like, fuck my life.
It's beautiful there. I've been there. Though,
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I love San Antonio.
Downtown, the
Riverwalk?
The Riverwalk is
awesome.
beautiful.
I love that city. Like, honestly, I love that city. Right now I'm in Houston, and I really, really don't like Houston. I hate big cities, and San Antonio was more my style. Like it was spread out and everything.
San
But
Antonio felt like a very contained city, like
yeah,
not too many big buildings, just enough to be like, man, this is it's perfect for a day trip.
I mean, well, for me, it was more like it's a city that's big enough that it's civilization, basically. Like, I won't be, thirsting for, say, good internet or going 40 miles to find a GameStop. But at the same time, like, it's so spread out and so, like you said, contained that, I mean, it doesn't feel like a big city. It's not like
Yeah.
Houston is claustrophobic. I don't like Houston at all. I
You'd
mean, if there's
hate
any
New
Houston.
York.
Yeah, I would, and like that's the problem. Like all these jobs that I'm applying to right now are all in New York. It's like I told you, the stuff I hate is like if there is a god or whatever up there, he's like, no, fuck you, you're getting it.
Well,
You hate the sun?
at least he granted you a clear mic.
Oh no, that was Eureka. That wasn't God.
Oh,
Thank
well,
you very much.
Well, there's
Bless
God.
you. Bless you all.
We found him on Metal to the
Yeah.
Metal.
Yes,
God
bless
exists.
you all. Yes. No, I sent Charizard a little gift. What was it? About a year,
No,
2 years
Actually,
ago.
like this was after the third episode of Metal to the Metal ever, so a long time
Yeah.
ago now.
Yeah, I sent him a mic.
Yeah.
But
So I'm finally
anyways,
using it.
yes, and you sound great on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think Hyle loved describing previous casts with you, and not you yourself, but your microphone sounded like, I think he put it as Charizard was rubbing his computer against his balls, is I believe the way he put it. So
Yeah, I wish I could say that's slightly inaccurate. It's a laptop. It's a laptop. It was in my lap. So
All right, let's get this rolling. So we each got a topic
All right, man.
tonight, so I'll start it off since I'm the host, and the King Cow that I got. I don't know why I got that. But
That's right,
whatever. Being a total manicore and pure gamer.
oh my
I am.
God,
Huh.
Jesus Christ.
But anyway, since a recent game's coming out, Evolve, and the scandalous DLC that's involved with it, I thought we could go quickly through us and get our thoughts on DLC. For me personally, I'm a culprit. I have bought it in the past. Typically, I don't buy it. I think the game should come complete, quote unquote complete. But I have bought DLC, so I'm the part of the problem where developers said, "Hey, this stuff is selling. We're going to keep putting it out till it doesn't sell." And now we're at a point where I don't think it's going to sell. So turned the cogwheels back to my buying map packs back in the Halo days, and I think I bought the last BioShock DLC. I want to buy the DLC for Sunset Overdrive. So I'm part of the problem. They're going to keep putting it out. But then we got games like, I don't know, we can use Super Street Fighter or Evolve, where supposedly the game cost, if you buy all the characters and stuff, it costs $120. And if you look at the Amazon butthurt that's coming from that, and what the game is actually rated, is like a 1 out of 4. So we're going to go down the line here. We'll start with Charizard, because he could probably give us some insight on how Nintendo currently does it. And if they're just testing the waters, and we'll soon open the floodgates, either with the amount of DLC or the floodgates. So what are your general feelings on DLC Charizard, and what do you think Nintendo does it best at?
Well, I mean, personally speaking, I think DLC could be like a powerful tool to keep games alive long after they release. Theoretically, I mean, that's the theory, right? The problem is that's not how they do it. It's just another monetization scam at this point. There are companies that do it right. We have Rockstar. I like Rockstar's DLC a lot. Bethesda, I mean, I know we have the infamous Horse Armor, but since then they've only done full-fledged expansion packs for their games. So when it's done right, I'm all on board with it. So, like, speaking specifically about Nintendo, on the whole, they've done a remarkably good job with DLC. Like the example that everyone cites is Mario Kart 8, which is like, I mean, you get the full game. You bought it, you got the full game, and then for $12, just for $12, they gave you 16 tracks, 6 new characters, 8 new vehicles, and like, I mean, basically the content increased by like 150% or something in the game just for $12. So for a fifth of the game, you're getting like half the content, and for the fifth of the price, you got half the content. So like that was amazing. Now, the problem is we have the elephant in the room, which is amiibos, right? I mean, personally, I have no objections to the concept of amiibos, but the way they work is that they unlock content in games. If you buy one, you scan it in the game, and it'll unlock content in game, which is awesome because technically you buy a figure once and then you can use it with every game. Cool, but it's still like $13 DLC. Like you're like buying stuff that's already on disc. It's locked behind, and you have to scan a $13 toy into the game before you can unlock it. And I think that's like the sort of slippery slope that they've started down on. To their credit, so far, they haven't specifically locked content behind amiibos. Like all games that are amiibo compatible had amiibo compatibility patched in after release. Like it wasn't there at launch, it wasn't on disc or anything. But I mean, I could easily see them making like a Pokemon game where legendary Pokemon, if you want to catch them, are locked behind like amiibo compatibility. So you have to go and spend $20 on buying a Mewtwo toy and like unlock him that way, and that would just suck. And so I mean,
So,
I'm
so yeah,
sorry.
quick question for you. So you're talking about, well, zero in on the price point Nintendo has. So overall, so like this DLC that people complain about, and is there a sweet spot where we shouldn't complain about it at all? Like, because you could have like, Sunset Overdrive, they had a DLC for $10, whereas maybe Rockstar's is 15 to 20. Wasn't Fallout 20
Fallout.
for the Brotherhood of Steel
Yeah,
and all
Fallout plus
those?
20. Yeah,
So
Fallout plus 20.
is there a certain cutoff for price? So what you're saying is Nintendo does it right because of the pricing structure?
Pricing structure and content. Like that's the thing. I'm willing to pay money if what you're giving me is worth the money. Like, I mean, if it's $30 at that point, I mean, it's basically an expansion pack. But you know what? If it's worth it, I'll pay those $30 and I'll get it.
Yep, I see.
Yeah.
Hiroka, what about you? What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, I agree with a lot of what you guys are talking about. Charizard specifically about DLC done right is something I can totally get behind. My own personal gaming habits, I don't have a problem dropping money on games outright, but I do get a little bit stingy in the wallet when it comes to DLC. I'm not really notoriously known for for buying up DLCs and season passes. I don't think there's a single game I bought a season pass for to this point, and mostly I kind of have like this barometer test. When I get to the vanilla game, when I get to the end of it, I kind of ask myself, am I ready for more of this, or do I need to jump to something else? And I'm kind of at the point in my life where gaming time comes at a premium. So I usually try to get through an entire game vanilla, and then, like I said, like kind of ask myself, do I want to drop a little bit more to play a little bit more, or have I kind of been there, done that? I'm ready to move on.
I'm gonna call you out and you continue here, but because I've also done this before, but you've done I don't know if it's, well, I guess it would be DLC, but the Mass Effect add-ons to Minecraft.
Yeah, like my kid, like that stuff is, well, I mean, that stuff's like kind of after the fact. Like, I guess it begs the question: would that even exist had it not had some type of a market to exist in? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
If they just made Minecraft and they said that's it, this is the end of the revenue stream, then nobody would have come up with the Mass Effect Minecraft. I guess you could say with mods and stuff on the PC, but I don't know, like, I can see where people feel like they're getting nickel and dimed, and I certainly am down on the idea that certain content that appears as though it's been cut out of the main game has now become DLC just to kind of line the pockets of the developer or the publisher or whatever. That stuff I kind of, obviously I think like any game we're shy away from, but I do look at games like Fallout 3 as the type of DLC that I really can get behind, where each of those chapters had some pretty significant thought put into them. One of them even changed the ending, extended the game past the end. I mean, that type of DLC I'm cool with, but I draw the line kind of like I said, when content seems like it's been being cut out or it's just being nickel and dimed. So, yeah.
I hear you. So I'm gonna throw this over to Animal. So my also feeling on it is, gaming's a business. So of course they're gonna keep. They want to sell. They're not gonna say, well, of course I'm happy with this amount of sales. I don't want any more of your money. So they want to keep selling. So I think we're always gonna see it. And now, especially with the sales we've had in certain things, it's just a part of our hobby and it's never going away. So what are your thoughts on it, Animal?
Well, I'm sorry. I don't want to like point out that you're wrong or anything, but you're like half wrong. I have Evolve, and there are a lot of DLCs for it, but it's all skin packs aside from the season pass.
No, I'm just saying for some reason people have picked on that game as far as being over the top with DLC.
No, you get all the hunters
haven't.
outright. You get all the hunters outright. For those people who are talking about it that way, they're kind of wrong. The season pass does add one new monster called the Behemoth and 4 new hunters, but that's probably one more hunter in each class. I don't know. You know what it is? The mobile market swooped in and gave game developers ideas. So, like, I mean, we're literally talking about skins here for $4.99 for.
Yep, I bought them. I bought them for League of Legends. I am guilty of it.
I am too. Like, I think all of us are. And you know, I've been talking with Eroic a lot recently. You know, like, what's good DLC, like meaty DLC? Like, I've heard Mario Kart 8, the way it's been done is fantastic. You know, Fallout. What else? Skyrim. A couple other games too, like BioShock. You know, those games have done DLC and season passes right. But, you know, to come out with a bevy of, like, skin packs for $5, what are you buying? You're buying a bunch of ones and zeros. And it's really...
They're cool looking, though.
I know, but it's, you know, I'm coming to the point in my life now where, like, I'm starting to start my life. And it's hard to justify $5 for something like a skin, you know what I mean?
Now, on the flip side of that, with games like Dota and League of Legends, those games are totally free, quote unquote, free to play. You can. I played League of Legends. I earned all my champions through XP, but then the champions I really liked, they started releasing some epic skins, and I wanted to have that skin, so I bought them. So literally, I only paid, $10 to $20 for the game that I put probably close to 1,000 hours in. But that is probably the perfect model of a game that's free. And those guys have so many players that they've made their living and their livelihood off a free-to-play game based on DLC.
Yes. Yeah, that's skins. I think for the free-to-play model, you do need to have some kind of monetization. I mean, if the game's good, a la Dota or League of Legends, you have to have some kind of mechanic or cosmetic thing in there to make money. And I agree with you. They are a business. You know, they have to make their money. I mean, if it's anything, you know, historically you hear through games journalism and development is these are really, really hardworking people who don't necessarily, like, make really big bucks. You know what I mean? And, you know, you gotta pay your staff. You gotta put food on their tables.
I agree with you. So, we'll move along here. Just I think it's always going to be here. So, I mean, basically, when a game's free to play, they're not just saying, "Hey, we're going to devote, I don't know, X amount." Sorry, they're not going to say, you know, free to play developers specifically are going to say, you know, I'm going to develop a game that takes X amount of hours, this amount of years, and I don't want anything for that time because I just love gaming. They're not going to do that. So, one thing I hate when a game went free to play, like MMO. Or notorious because they
Hyle, can you just
missions and stuff because they started off with a pay prescription and not many. What's that?
Can you just rewind a little bit? I'm losing you a little bit. You're just getting a little cut in and cut out.
Oh, I'm just gonna say free to play games aren't really free to play. People, you know, those guys want to make money too, so that's how they make their money. One dick move I thought was by the Knights of the Old Republic is not Knights of the Old Republic. What is it? Is that what it's called? The Star Wars.
The Old Republic?
The Old Republic.
Yeah.
The Old Republic.
The Old Republic.
They tried a subscription and, you know, it faded out, so they did the free to play, but they put Sprint behind DLC, so I was like, fuck. So that kind of pissed me off. But anyway, Hiroka, why don't you ask our guest, move on to the next topic.
All right, so yeah, I mean, Charizard, I know we were kind of, I dropped this hammer on you a little bit earlier tonight, but did you come up with a topic for us tonight?
Well, I was hoping we could just, I don't know, discuss the games that we're specifically looking forward to most
Ah,
this year. Have
let's
you
do
done
it.
that before? Is it too cliche? Is it too, like, sad?
No, let's do it, man. No, let's
Okay.
start with you. Kick it off.
Oh well, I mean, like mine is like probably really well known at this point. If I'm like, if you're on System Wars, you know what I'm looking forward to. But so there's a Persona 5,
Oh, so good.
obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah, that game's gonna like just nail everything. There's The Legend of Zelda, although I'm really, really cautious about The Legend of Zelda because, like, I mean, they have a tendency to overhype and underdeliver.
Mm,
Um,
interesting.
there is Final Fantasy 15 if it ever actually releases. Um, there is, let's see, what else do we have? Oh, Metal Gear Solid. How did I forget Metal Gear Solid?
Mm.
The Phantom Pain. Cause I played Ground Zeroes. Animal, you were right about that. Cause like I mean, yeah, it's technically like 40 minutes, but it's just so amazing.
Well, you also
So
have all the other missions to kind of
yeah, like once
sandbox
you're done with
yourself
it,
in.
yeah, once you're done with it, yeah. No, it's basically like I think it's the best playing game in the series.
It
So
is, and I
like
think for 20
got me.
bucks, I think for 20 bucks or whatever, if you get it at a sale price, I think it's something you could easily put 5 to 8 hours into, just tinkering with the mechanics alone in all the different missions.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And like I mean it got me so hyped for the fandom pain. And also, I mean like I would have paid full price for it, which sort of brings us back to that old DLC. How much are you willing to pay for it? I'm willing to pay a lot if it's worth a lot. So, but yeah, the
Mm.
fandom pain. I do not expect much from Arkham Knight or The Witcher 3. I think those two are
Ooh.
going to disappoint like big time. Honestly, I think those two.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a
Uh,
huge Batman fan.
Oh yeah, definitely. But here's the thing. Like, I mean, okay, my thing with Arkham Knight is based purely on gut feel. I have no like hard, like like no objective reasons for this. But
Right.
essentially, it comes down to like I don't know. The way I'm looking at it is, Arkham City was so good and so well received, and expectations are so high that it doesn't matter what they do, it's going to disappoint.
You,
It's like the Dark
Mm.
Knight Rises after the Dark Knight kind of thing.
you have to remember, though, it's been
Yeah.
4 years since they've kind of released a Batman game. The last one came out in October of 2011.
Well,
Uh,
no, Origins came out in 13, but that wasn't them.
that
Like that
wasn't
was
them. I'm
what.
talking the Rocksteady Studios.
Yeah.
You are
The
you're
only
right.
issue I yeah, the only issue I have is like okay, first off, they're just messing with the lore. Like they're showing Batman using guns, and that's just rubbing me off wrong. That's been rubbing me off
Wait,
wrong since they first showed
he
it.
uses a gun in the.
Yeah, he's been using guns. I think the Batmobile has guns equipped or something, like proper guns, not like some Batman take on guns. Like they're just proper guns, and that's just I
They've
think.
they've they've written their way around that. That the Arkham Knight's tanks
Uh-huh.
are those are missiles, and then everything else they've discussed is like those are unmanned vehicles, so he can shoot at those, and I think everything else is kind of. There was something in a Joyce game trailers interview where it's like stun grenades or something he's shooting at the car. So
Oh,
they've tried
okay,
to
yeah.
work around it.
Yeah, well, I hope they do, cause like I mean, I saw that. I think like that was back when it was announced. Was it last year? And I was like, no, Batman doesn't use guns, and that just gave me like sort of a bad impression of the game to begin with.
No, he's
But
not
yeah,
using guns in the game. They've confirmed like that he's not using them. So
thank goodness, because like that would have. But I mean, like that aside, I just think it's going to be a case of mismanaged expectations. Sort of like, okay, Uncharted 3 isn't necessarily a bad game. It's actually a
Right.
pretty good game. The problem is Uncharted 2 was so good that everybody expected like just something just like that from Uncharted 3. It didn't. It won't have mattered how good it was, because people would have been
Mhm.
disappointed, and that's what happened. And that's why I think Arkham Knight is going to end up disappointing, like the Dark Knight Rises sort of thing.
uh,
Like it's not necessarily a bad movie.
oh
Sorry.
no, go on, finish first.
Well, I was just gonna say
Com
like it's just gonna be a case of mismanaged expectations, and the game won't be bad. It just won't be as good as Arkham City, especially first time.
Do you guys?
I love the combat though.
Yeah. Do you guys think with games like Arkham City and Uncharted 2 and The Witcher 2 and all these sequels that come out after the first game, you go, well, the first game was all right. You're like, I'd like to see more, but make it better, and they make it better, and you get this outstanding sequel like Gears of War 2. Do
Assassin's
you
Creed 2.
do you think that people just blow, like they hold the sequel to a higher candle, And when the third game comes out, it's either on par or it's on par with the other game, but they think it's worse because of that.
See, I think like I mean I'd be lying if I like didn't say that that's a factor because again let's just look at Uncharted, the first Uncharted game, and it's a pretty game and it's like it plays well and everything, but it's all said and done just an average game with a lot of rough edges. Uncharted 2 is a really well made game, and it's basically the realization of the vision. So like you compare it to a lot of things, you compare it to other games on the market, there's nothing else like it. You compare it to its own predecessor, and it is so far ahead of it that I mean just by comparison, Uncharted 2 is all of a sudden this new I'm not taking anything away from Uncharted because it is one of my favorite games of last generation. But I think the point is that you just compare it to what came before and what's around it, and all of a sudden you're like, this thing is amazing, and I can't wait to see more of this amazingness. The issue is you expect that same kind of leap from the third game. That kind of leap can only be made once.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think that's actually insightful because, yeah, it really is. I think it goes back to what you said about the realization of the vision. Yeah, and I think we naturally we draw upon the feelings that you had when those groundbreaking games come out, and you kind of put yourself back in that spot. And the follow up might be every bit as good, but if it doesn't have that same punch and that same wow factor, we have a tendency to criticize.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who wants to do their next question?
Stuff. Yeah, we got 2 left. Go ahead, Hiroka.
All right, I'll go. My topic tonight was.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I know. I'm gonna do it.
8 seconds with Luke. 8 seconds.
The best game of the last 10 minutes.
8 seconds with Luke Perry.
With Luke Perry. I'm gonna ride that dick, man. Fucking let's talk Mass Effect 4. I want to know. Today they put out a tweet to look for an engineer with. How did they put it? It was like. Basically, someone who was willing to carry the torch of the future of Mass Effect online multiplayer presentation. So they're basically all but confirmed that Mass Effect 4 is going to have some type of multiplayer component to it. Now, reading a lot of the comments as I dug around the web, there's a very, very strong feeling that people do not want Mass Effect to break away from the solitary experience that it is you and your story alone. There are not people in your world sharing the experience with you. I actually agree with that. That's the angle I would go. But I want to talk Mass Effect multiplayer, and I'm assuming you guys have all at least played Mass Effect 3, at least tried it on the multiplayer. Char, I don't know if you have or not.
Yep.
But does Mass Effect need it? Is it a waste of time? Did you enjoy it in Mass Effect 3? Are you looking forward to it? Let's start with Charizard.
No, I think Mass Effect, like BioWare should in general stay away from multiplayer games is what I think. Mass Effect 3's multiplayer mode, it wasn't actually bad. I actually liked it. But
I loved it.
They sort of tied the real true ending into the multiplayer mode where you couldn't achieve maximum awareness or whatever without playing the multiplayer. And that rubbed me off the wrong way. And honestly, I think so. Mass Effect 3 killed my interest in the franchise about as much as Assassin's Creed 3 killed it for Assassin's Creed. And right now, I really don't want them, focusing on all these distractions is how I'd look at it. I want them to go back to making a game like Mass Effect or Mass Effect 2 again. And that means all their focus, all their energy should go into making like the campaign, make it as good as Mass Effect 1 or 2. Make sure you don't have something as dumb as the ending of Mass Effect 3, basically. And the multiplayer mode, it played well. And from what I understand, Inquisition's multiplayer mode is also really good. And it doesn't distract.
It's very similar.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and it doesn't detract from the main story, right? Because Inquisition's main story is also supposed to be really good. So
yes,
I guess if they achieve something like that, where there's a multiplayer mode, but it's it's separate from the single player and it doesn't take anything away from the single player, I'll be fine with it. But I mean, it couldn't exist, and I don't think I would have ever missed it if it didn't.
All right, Animal, how do you feel about it?
Fuck Mass Effect and BioWare. No, I mean, I think surprisingly, it's always scary when you hear that your favorite franchise is going to get multiplayer. Like when they said Origins was going to get multiplayer. That's scary. That I thought it would divert away from the main story and the single player, and it didn't. I think Origins was one of the best comic book Batman games out there. Unfortunately, it did have its flaws, but Mass Effect 3 was really good. It had a really great multiplayer, really addictive. It gave me that feeling for the first time in a long time. Like, to me, it was almost like COD. It was something new and exciting with Mass Effect mechanics with your friends. I don't think that they'll do something a la Watch Dogs, where somebody just pops up in your world, or there'll be 50 dudes with ugly faces running around.
Nothing sterilizes your connection to any type of narrative they're trying to tell you when you've got guys dancing in the corner and fucking jumping through trash cans. And
I don't think they'll do that.
I just don't. Yeah, I just can't see a game that tries to rely so heavily on its story it's trying to tell, existing in the same capacity with other people in your world. With
dudes teabagging dudes in the corner.
Yeah,
while Garrus Vakarian is like kicking ass, you're like, why is there a guy teabagging somebody else?
Yeah, that's it. Nothing can sterilize your excitement for a game more than that. But keep going. I interrupted.
No. I think if they expand on the multiplayer they built, I think they'll be fine. Like, I like that. It's kind of like Evolve's multiplayer a little bit. That's going to be my main topic tonight. But to me, that's fine. I don't think they'll go like the MMO-ish route, because there aren't. I mean, the only other game that's like that is Destiny right now. There aren't a lot of games with a bunch of dudes running around teabagging people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, name one other game that allows other players into your hub. That's not an MMO.
Dark Souls. Sort of, yeah.
But they have to invade your world, or you have to summon them. And it's not a bunch of people, it's one person.
I know, but like I guess the central concept is sort of similar. I mean, I was thinking about it in terms of single-player RPG, where someone else just comes into your world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure even if they did put that kind of multiplayer in Eureka, you could just turn it off. Take the teabag setting off.
They should have a teabag setting in all games. They should really have it in all games.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? You're a big co-op guy. You love games getting to share single player experiences with your buddies. So is that a mode that you would like to see in Mass Effect, or is the Mass Effect story / presentation important to you to continue being a single player experience?
I liked what was in 3. I like horde mode, especially when you're playing with friends. It makes it fun. I'd rather play that style of a multiplayer co-op a la Horde, whether it's Gears of War, Mass Effect, Halo's Firefight, anything where there's just a rush of waves of enemies. I'd rather play that than competitive modes, because I don't have that much time to a game to get good. And I'll still play with friends the competitive ways, but I know that I'm going to end up at the bottom of the leaderboard, which doesn't bother me too much. But with horde mode, it's kind of fun, rewarding to get your levels, to unlocks, and of course, playing with the people you know, you enjoy it. So as long as it still has an epic 30 to 40 hour single player campaign that gets your heart racing and pumping and keeps you into the game with interesting characters, worlds, and story like the last 3 for me has personally, then I don't mind.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like, I guess to answer my own topic, and I guess I already kind of have, but I like the signs that come out when you get that occasional tweet about the game, because I do follow Mass Effect 4 pretty close. When they say that they're going to go back to, so someone had posed the question last week whether with the success of Inquisition, is Mass Effect going to basically follow that same formula, like a lot of games have been doing, like Far Cry. 3 was so popular and had such cool modes that you can see how it bled into Unity, and you can see the influence on games on other games. So they said, no, if you want to know what we're really doing with Mass Effect, we're going back and looking at the things we did in Mass Effect 1, which got me through the roof excited. You know, when they said, we're bringing the Mako back because we think
that's not going to happen that way.
What do you mean? Why would they not go back to an explore? I mean, they have new hardware. They've got new possibilities, capabilities.
What's their most popular?
They could totally go back to the.
What's the most popular game in the franchise?
The most revered, or the most well received, was probably 2.
There you
go.
But
the best game to me was 1.
That's fine.
Like, Mass Effect is what they're gonna go with.
Yeah, they're gonna go with something more. They'll pull ideas from Mass Effect. Who the fuck is moving around? Like, who put the fucking...
My mic's on mute when I know that.
Who put their mic in their pants? Is that Heil?
I don't know.
That's not me.
My mic's
probably me.
It's probably you, Eroy. No, they'll pull ideas.
Well, let's keep it moving. What's the topic?
They'll pull ideas from Mass Effect 2, from Mass Effect 1, but they'll put it in a game that's shaped like Mass Effect 2.
I'm looking forward to it. I thought 2 was better than 3, but I still enjoyed 3. So, and I kind of played the multiplayer in 3 with Heroica, and after I got the hang of it and knew what they wanted me to do, it was fun. Do you have a topic, Animal, or you want to cut it? We've been on for about 40 minutes.
We've been on for 38 minutes. No, I'm sorry. 34 minutes. I don't know how many minutes. I can't count time. What's time? I don't know. I've been playing Evolve. That's really it. I beat Dying Light. I want to pose the question to you guys. I think the middle tier game is making a comeback.
I hope so.
Ooh.
I really think it is. A lot of you guys.
Do you want to believe it? Do you want to believe it, or is it really coming back?
It's really coming back, and I have proof. Last year, a lot of big AAA games launched broken. Unity, Far Cry 4 didn't launch broken, but the online was a little... Destiny. No, Destiny didn't launch broken, but...
Well, the online didn't work for, like, the first week.
No, I worked
Master Chief Collection.
Chief Collection.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, Destiny worked for me and all of us. We all got in it, 1, 2, 3. But all these big, heavy, multi-million-dollar with the hundreds of millions of dollars and... advertising and this and that. All those games were really panned by critics. And if you look at the middle tier games, Wolfenstein, Shadow of Mordor, Alien Isolation, Sunset Overdrive.
Evil Within.
What?
Evil Within.
Evil Within. Even this year, Dying Light. All those games have come out, and they've been better than most of the AAA big budget AAA games that have come out. At least in my opinion. I think Dying Light's a good game. Of course, every game has its quirks. But Dying Light's fun. I got Evolve. Evolve is fun. My question to you guys is, do you think the middle tier games are making a comeback? Because, we're people who hone in on reviews, but like a game like The Crew, as shitty as most car enthusiasts would find it, like, I find it fun.
How do you answer this? Go ahead, Char.
Like, honestly, I hope that they come back, because the problem with AAA games is that they're all really, really, really similar. I know they claim to try new things, but they're all really similar, and it's slightly sickening and disappointing when every game that I'm playing has... Ultimately, it comes down to the same thing, They're all marketed the same way towards the same demographic. They all play the same, have the same kinds of stories, and after a while, it just gets boring. And I mean, the biggest culprit we have for this is Ubisoft. Like Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, they're all the same. You climb towers, unlock the map. It's a big open world, thousands of objectives, and it's just cookie cutter. So mid-tier games. Like that's why I was really sad when THQ went down because like they tried different stuff. They got us Metro, for example, and I love Metro. Like Last
And
Light in 2022.
Darksiders.
Yeah, Darksiders was great, and I think I agree with you. I mean, like just to like, because I mean, I think I'm expected to like bring in a Nintendo example to this one. A mid-tier game they released last year was Captain Toad, I think is what it was called. Yeah, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Hmm.
Like they launched it, and like again, it did well. And one thing that I liked about that I hope other publishers start following, they released it at a lower price. They released it for just $40. It wasn't full priced when it launched. And if you're releasing a mid-tier game, like not every game needs to launch for $60, is what I'm saying. And I think others should start going into that. That'll make sure that games that don't have the advertising budget of Destiny or Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed still sell. Because if I'm at a store, I'm like much more likely to pick up a $40 game that I don't know much about versus a $60 game that I don't know much about. So, like I think mid-tier games could potentially make a comeback, but they need to be handled right. First thing, don't sell them for $60. I think that's the big thing for me. Sell them for 40, sell them for maybe 50 if they're really good. But $60, you're
Or
just pricing yourself out.
or maybe 30, like the last Sly game. That was an awesome game
Oh
for the
yeah,
PS3.
Sly 4, yeah, yeah. I think that was $30, right? Half price.
It
Or something.
was, and it
Yeah,
was I don't know if it was cross-buy for
It
Vita,
was
but
it
cross-buy,
was.
yes.
It
that's
was.
another
It was cross by.
Yeah, because I played
um
it on Vita.
And that's
Yeah,
and
so
so
that's another game. So
and
my
Cap.
personal feelings on, I don't think they've ever gone away.
well, they
There's
sort of
always those
did.
developers.
There was
I
no
think
mid-tier game last year, technically, if you think about it. Like no big mid-tier last year.
Yeah.
well, I mean, for a $60 one, I thought Sunset Overdrive by Insomniac was mid-tier. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was personally my game of the year 2014, just because the traversing in that world is so satisfying, and colorful, rich environments, interesting enemies. No, the story kind of fell apart at the end as far as they looks like they kind of wrapped it up, but overall, it's a really enjoyable game, really fun to traverse the world, lots of collectibles. So that's one example. I was put on the spot here, but I'm sure there's other ones last year. I thought of Sly. The Puppeteer was another one. Dragon's Crown.
I think these are all
Um,
2013 though, right?
Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah,
yeah, 2013, 2014. I think for the new consoles, we have to wait for those guys to release the games. And you brought up Captain Toad, so that is a good example.
I
But
named like
I think they're
5
always gonna be out
games.
there because there's going to be those developers that don't fall under indies that can develop a higher
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
higher concept than like a Fez or a Braid, but then they don't want to spend as much as a Call of Duty or Halo.
Yeah.
So they fall somewhere in between. I think there's a market for them, and if they make their games good enough, I think you can even probably. I'm not sure how much it costs, but a game like the last Tomb Raider, even though it's Crystal Dynamics and a big AAA title, I don't think they, as far as budget, I might be wrong, but I don't think you can compare that to like top tier like
Uncharted.
well, Rockstar is probably the worst one to compare to because
Yeah.
they have unlimited budget. But a Call of Duty game or I already even hear the last Gears game was only $10 million to make. I shouldn't say only 10 million, but there's gonna be those developers that are always gonna fill in the spots where they can't spend as much as the top tier guys, but definitely want to put more into their game than and assets than like I said, a Fez or a Braid or which those are certainly good games. But they want to put a little more umph into it. I think even the order coming out.
I don't know. The order seems like it's like the definition of AAA at this point.
Heil, the question was, do you think a middle tier budget game, like do you think the middle tier game is coming back?
Yeah, like I say, I think the order. I don't think they're. I guess.
That game comes out
I
next
guess I don't know
week.
what they cost to make the game or what the. I mean, the highest one you could probably think of would probably be Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto. They have unlimited budget.
Yeah.
Because of what they can produce on their games. So mid-tier games, yeah, I hope they do survive. I guess that's my bottom line. I continue to play them. I play the spectrum of scores. Whether they flop, System Wars, who cares about that? But even games that score critically bad, 4 and 5s, I still play them. Now, are those going to sell and make sequels? Possibly not, but I still enjoy playing them. And I hope I stay around because it'd be kind of boring just playing huge, big games like Uncharted all the time or Fez.
Yeah.
There has to be something in between that fills the space, and you're locking out a lot of the creative talent that maybe are not under the thumb of EA, Ubisoft, or whoever.
Yeah,
that's my feeling.
Yeah.
Actually, I just want to add like one more example to that because it just occurred to me. Like again, like Persona 5, that's as mid tier as they come.
No, I don't
look
think I don't think Persona's mid tier anymore. Persona's such a. I think Persona and Atlas are such juggernauts in Japan. Like,
well, but that's the interesting thing. Like, do you know that the highest selling Persona game in Japan has only sold like 500,000 copies?
But
like,
that's a course of the state. That's not. It's not because the game isn't good. I feel like it's part of the culture. Unlike
no,
maybe go on, finish first. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say like something like say Tales of Xillia when it first released, like launched with 700,000 copies right off the bat. Like in one day, it outsold like Persona 4. Final Fantasy sells like more than 1 million. Dragon Quest, Monster Hunter, like it's not that games don't sell high there. It's just that Persona like has a really active and like passionate fan base, so it seems like it's really big. But like I think no Atlas game to date has actually sold more than 1 million. At least no internally Atlas.
Man, and Atlas games are so good. All their games.
Oh yeah,
are so
Atlas is. They're amazing.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing. Their budget for Persona, like Persona 4, the reason it is the way it is because they had such a low budget. So like they have this menu navigation, for example, and the dungeons are randomly generated because they didn't have a budget to actually design them. Now Persona 5 obviously has a much bigger budget. We can see that, but it's still I don't think it can go like toe to toe with Final Fantasy 15 or even Xenoblade X or whatever. Like those are the big AAA ones.
I think Faith in Square is dwindling, but let's get on to Eureka middle tier games. Lords of the Fallen, Alien Isolation, Shadow of Mordor, Wolfenstein, Sunset Overdrive.
I'm gonna keep mine short because I think you guys have really kind of touched on a lot of the things that I share the same sentiment with. But the more games, the better. The more different experiences and tiers there are for people to make and invest in games, the better. I mean, maybe we end up someday with some type of a scenario where big budget games are one thing and middle tier games are another thing. But just I just want to play good games. I don't give a shit. Like I'm not one of these people that like sits back and won't play an indie game just because some guy made it in his basement and only spent $100,000 on it total. Like I just want to play good games. So like as far as I'm concerned, like middle tier games that I've seen, that I've experienced, and Animal, in all truthfulness, a lot of times because you buy a lot more games than I do. Like you stand by. I think every game you've raved about in the past calendar year has been a middle tier game or a game that's been considered as far as out in the general public as being a game that people may know about, but not like a super heavy hitter like an Assassin's Creed or like a Destiny is. But
yeah, it's not like you're buying the big fall game. These aren't the fall games.
Right.
If you look, all these games are coming out. Like Lords of the Fallen was Lords of the Fallen was October. Alien Isolation was October. Sunset Overdrive was October. These aren't big fall games. These are just fall games trying to pave their way.
Right.
Or summer games.
I think it all comes down to options, and the more options we have to pick, hopefully we recognize those developers that are doing well and their games sell and they can make a living off it. Because I want to support those type of people. Whereas, Call of Duty, I still like the single player, but I doubt if I'll ever buy one again. I'll rent them to play single player. I mean.
Yeah. So we're at our
short. Then I fall in the trap and buy every Call of Duty. Yeah. Every Grand Theft Auto, so
we're closing up. I
want options.
Yeah, options are always nice. I want to ask one last question. The order's out like this week or next week. What do you guys think it's going to score?
6.
Eureka?
I'm gonna say a 7.
8.
10.
6, 7, 8.
10.
What about you?
No, I think it'll get a 7.
I think from what I've seen of the game, even if you don't want to call it groundbreaking or that it's not gonna push gaming in some significant direction like some previous games in the past have, it looks like a damn fun game. I honestly can't see there being any replayability in it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that should be docked score because of it. I mean, if it's a fantastic campaign, then it looks like a solid 7 to me. I think I'd be shocked if it got a 9, but yeah, I think a 7, 8 is probably right around where.
I hope it gets a 9. I just want to see System Wars melt down. Please get a 9. Oh, yeah. You know what? Give it a 10. Give it a 10. Just have System Wars melt down.
Oh, Bayonetta 2 is a single player game. It got a 10.
Yeah,
but I doubt it will though.
As much as I like it, it's on the Wii U, so people won't it's not the PS4 Xbox One battle.
So it's a conversation for another day. Kyle?
Yeah. That should be it. You're gonna play some Far Cry. Maybe.
You want to bring us out?
What's that?
I think you and I can play a little Far Cry.
How is Far Cry 4? Because I haven't got it yet.
Really good.
I really need to unpack my PS4 and get games for it again. So good. Is it better than 3?
I really like it.
It's
not better.
It's an extension of 3.
Same game. It's the same game. It's the same game.
It's a tighter
Co-op
3.
is way better.
Okay, if I wanted to get one between Far Cry 4 or Dragon Age Inquisition, which one would I go
for?
for?
Don't even start Eureka on this.
Oh my God, Dragon Age all day. Dragon Age is so good.
Yeah, I figured that would be
so good. Seriously, Charizard, are you ready for this? It's to me, it's like KOTOR good.
Oh come on, dude.
No, I'm being serious. Like it really. I fucking hated Dragon Age Origins. I did.
Really?
I did not like it. I did not like Dragon Age Origins at all. I thought it was boring. I thought that it ran on way too long, and I also felt like playing it on the Xbox 360 that I was playing a PC game, and I really shouldn't have played it on the Xbox. But neither here nor there, dude. Inquisition is like all of those Game of the Year awards are legit. Like the game is fantastic.
How much did BioWare pay? How much did BioWare pay you to say that?
They don't have to pay me. Dude, I call BioWare out when they suck, and I'll tell you when BioWare hits a home run, and fucking Inquisition is a home run. And you know it. You know it.
I hate your face.
Yeah, see? Because you know it's a home run.
Shut up!
You don't want to
Shut up!
it
We're trying to finish the podcast, and you won't stop talking about Dragon Age again.
Cool.
Shut up!
Dragon Age.
Shut up!
Ooh, it's only $40 too on Amazon.
I know. Right now it's $40.
Oh my God! Shut up!
I might jump on it. I really should jump on that.
Yeah, it's a good game. I think, you know what, Char, I look forward to chatting with you about it. In all honesty, like, there's no game that's without flaw, and the crafting system is really fun, and it's kind of neat to be able to go through the entire game, despite the fact that a lot of the loot contains like pre-baked weapons and like awesome armor and stuff like that.
Shut
the crafting. Listen, I just want to tell him. I just want to give him like one little bit of like,
for the next.
I guess my gripe. No. For like 2 seconds. You're talking more than it would take me to get the point across. But the crafting system is a little bit. I'm not gonna say confusing, but like they have you run around a little bit, and that's kind of a pain in the ass. But as far as the flow of the game, the characters, I think you'll love the story. I think BioWare finally, like, I know people hated Mass Effect 3's story, but like, I think they got back to like classic good storytelling with BioWare. It's nothing like groundbreaking. Like I said, man, I think you're gonna love it.
Well, yeah. See, I loved Origins, so like I'd like to like Dragon Age again. So hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. You get to enjoy a competent running like real-time battle system, and at any time you can pause and go right to the ISO, Dragon Age Origins style, and it flows really, really well. So I think I like it.
Yeah. Well, if I get it, let's play multiplayer sometime.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna call your house.
All right, cool. Let's
keep
close it
talking
down.
About it.
I can't stop. I love it.
I'm gonna show up to your house.
Yeah, well, Far Cry is good, but I mean, it's not Dragon Age. But anyways, let's shut this bitch down.
Kyle?
All right. I'd like to thank our guest for joining us, Charizard, the king of System Wars. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, and hopefully I can start coming back again more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mic is so much better this time.
Again, Heroica. Bless Heroica.
Yeah.
All right, I'll throw it over to the Master Shredder, Heroica, to get us out of here.
Yeah, I gotta say thanks, Animal, obviously, for being here and rocking out with us.
I'm gonna kill
and
you.
Hyle, you. I know you are so excited. Charizard just like opened
Nessie,
the
shut up!
floodgates in the last 30
Shut up!
Okay, that was a mistake. I'm never doing that again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Animal.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But anyways, yeah, no, I want to say thanks on behalf of Animal and Hyle and Char and myself. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys soon. See ya.
Later.
Later.